Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me as we continue reading the second book in the series, Revenge of the Slobbery Stranger. Please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Storytime and Songs with Miss Joan. That way, you can read through all the books with me and all the chapters in order and not miss out on anything and get to know the characters better, and it'll be a lot more fun to read and to listen to. Okay, so today we are in chapter 17, and as in all of my books, children are my illustrators. And be sure to listen to the end of the chapter and see how many fun reading comprehension questions that you can answer. All right, so on the boat, there was craziness going on too. Zeke had told Clara Mae that the vet, Dr. Hopper, said that he would meet them on the yacht right before he left for his vacation. As soon as they stepped onto the pier, Clara could hear Samson whimpering, so she thought he must be very sick. After she entered the cabin, she realized the puppy was locked in the closet. When she became suspicious and began questioning Zeke, he didn't know what to say. All at once, they heard sirens, the roar of the motorcycles, and Sonny screaming. So when Zeke unlocked the closet door, he panicked and pushed Clara Mae in too. Then he turned the key in the ignition and started the boat. Sonny clumsily galloped onto the boat, hollering, "Take off, take off!" Zeke zoomed away at full speed. "It's about time you got here," Zeke yelled. "Your plan isn't working very well." "Well, it would be if it weren't for Eduardo. He killed my Charlie," Sonny wailed. Now, if you're familiar with my characters in the story, Charlie is a grasshopper, which is Sonny's best friend. Zeke wasn't watching where he was going and was heading for an island. Sonny screamed, "Watch out! Veer to the left! Didn't you study the map? Grandpa Scrooge's cabin is that way," he said, gritting his teeth and pointing. Clara Mae was banging on the closet door. "Let me out of here," she screamed. Suddenly, they heard a police helicopter swirling overhead. "What are we going to do now, genius?" Zeke snarled. "You drive the boat and leave the rest up to me," Sonny snapped. He walked over to the closet. "Clara Mae, it's me, Sonny Boy. Please be quiet and I'll let you out," he pleaded as he opened the door. Clara was shocked as she stepped out holding Samson in her arms. "Sonny, what are you doing? We heard you escaped. You should know you can't get away with this." Now that she could see, she began unwinding the tape off of Samson's snout. "Why did you kidnap this poor puppy again? And why did this man come and get me?" "Because," Sonny slobbered and cried, "you're the only one who understands me. You're the only one who acted like you cared." Clara Mae was mad, but felt compassion for him. "I'm not the only one who cares. Clyde and I both tried to be your friend. We knew your mother was mean and cranky, and you felt alone after your dad died. We invited you to our house and to church because we wanted you to know that God and His people care about you and want to help you. If Clyde cared so much about me, he wouldn't have had me arrested," Sonny complained bitterly. "Love is not letting someone get by with doing wrong. You had to be stopped. You kidnapped 2 innocent children," Clara Mae answered. Samson barked. "That's right," he was trying to say. Suddenly, they heard a voice coming from the helicopter through a speaker. Sonny, Zeke, we know all about you. You can't get away. Stop the boat. Go out there and tell them to go away, Sonny said to Clara. No, she answered sternly. Fine, you don't love me anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to propose to you, Sonny said as he pulled a ring out of his pocket. I bought this last year with some of my inheritance money in hopes that someday we could be married. A wedding ring? Clara gasped. I never led you to believe that I was interested in you in that way. Clara, Sonny pleaded, just give me a chance. I know you would grow to love me. We've hardly even seen each other since high school, she replied. Sonny gritted his teeth and grabbed her arm. Okay then, you can just forget about living happily ever after, he scowled. He put the ring back into his suit pocket and pulled Clara outside. He looked up at the helicopter and screamed, "Let me go and I'll set her free." Samson growled at Sonny and nipped at his hand, trying to get him away from Clara Mae. Bad human, he thought. Sonny then snatched the puppy up by the fur on the back of his neck and slung him into Lake Gettaway. Clara quickly pulled away from Sonny and grabbed a life jacket that was hanging on a hook next to her, then jumped in the water after Samson. Get back in here, Sonny screamed foolishly. A police speedboat was gaining on them. Oh, forget her. Go faster, Sonny demanded. Zeke looked down at the throttle. We're at top speed now, he yelled back as they bounced through the rough water. He was so busy driving that he didn't see Igor scrambling up the steering wheel. The big black hairy tarantula raced up on Zeke's hand and bit him with his powerful jaws. Ah! He screamed at the top of his lungs. He shook the spider several times, trying to get him off of his hand. Finally, Igor fell to the floor with a thump and raced under the closet door. Officer Bliss and Detective Bringhamback were in the police boat that had now caught up with them. 2 other officers jumped onto the yacht and yelled, "Put your hands in the air." Sonny tried to run, but the men tackled him to the deck, handcuffed his hands behind his back, and told him his rights. Zeke was in pain, but was trying to open a window on the other side of the boat to escape. Officer Bliss darted into the cabin, grabbed his arm, and pulled out his handcuffs. "I need medical attention," Zeke cried. "That tarantula bit me." "First things first," Officer Bliss replied. While the villains were being arrested, Detective Bringhamback was in a smaller police boat. They were headed toward Clara Mae to rescue her. She was wearing the life jacket and swam to the boat with Samson in her arms. Homer grabbed 2 big towels and wrapped them around her and the shivering pup. "I'm glad you're all right," he said. "Yeah, me too," Clara answered. "That was a little scary." As the yacht and police boats were returning to the dock, WXYZ News was filming all the action. Brady and Jaden had spotted his tiny wet kitten walking up from the sandy beach, shivering, and ran out to get her. Granny Green and Aunt Betsy had picked up Happy from the pet kennel and were walking her on her leash to meet her baby. Clara got off the boat and handed Samson to Jacob. The poor puppy was whimpering, but relieved to be back with his young master. Emily stood beside her brother, petting and comforting their small furry friend. The policemen marched Sonny and Zeke off the yacht and into separate police cars. As Sonny passed by the news cameras, he called out, "I got my revenge on Homestead for their unkind deeds. They've done me and my family wrong ever since my great-grandfather, Mayor Samuel Slade, was shot by Jim Bob Clayton over 100 years ago. They did nothing to avenge his death, but today I took justice in my own hands," Sonny declared proudly. Marie Porter walked over toward him as the cameraman filmed her. "Excuse me, Mr. Slade. I was a history major at Homestead Community College and took a course in our town history. Apparently, you don't know what really happened. It's a known fact that Jim Bob Clayton was not only appointed as sheriff by Mayor Slade, but was also his faithful friend. Both of them were after armed robbers on horses who turned around and shot Mayor Slade. His wife, Clementine, was so bitter about her husband's death and that Sheriff Clayton was unharmed that she blamed him. Even though there were witnesses all around who saw the event, Clementine refused to believe them. Actually, she was the one who caused constant trouble with the townspeople. She became a menace to society. "I don't believe you," Sonny said stubbornly. "Well, believe this, Mr. Slade," said the officer who was arresting him. "You have the right to remain silent. So I suggest you do us all a favor and be quiet." "Amen to that," Zeke said, disgusted. After the police drove off, Detective Bringenbach looked down at his watch. "Well, everybody, it's about time for lunch. If we head toward the hotel now, we should be ready to order our food and watch the interview together." "Yes," Sweetie agreed. "I'm ready for all this to be behind us and to enjoy some fun family time." "Great idea," Stone said. "I say after lunch we should all get on the bumper cars." "Can I ride with you, Dad?" Jacob asked excitedly as he looked over at his best friend with a mischievous smile. Jaden caught the look and said to his dad, "Yeah, Dad, we can chase them," he laughed. Okay, and now for those reading comprehension questions. Let's see how many that you can answer. Number 1. When Clara Mae saw that Samson was locked in the closet and became suspicious, what did Zeke do? Number 2. What did Sonny do when Clara didn't agree to marry him? Number 3. What did Sonny do to Samson? Number 4. What happened to Zeke when he was driving the boat at full speed? Number 5. What did Sonny say in front of the news cameras? And number 6. Who was Jim Bob Clayton? And who really shot Mayor Slade? Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story. And we have only one more chapter. We'll be finished with the second book. And it is chapter 18, Saved. All right, boys and girls, I hope you can join me next time. Thank you so much. Have a great day.